All right, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to go from a name to a formula. And to get there, we're actually going to start with the example that we just did and just do this one backwards just so we can kind of see how it all ties together. Okay, so we're still looking at strontium phosphate, and we figured out in the previous video the charges of these two ions. The charge is your key. So let's just pretend that you are going to take this thing backwards. Now you've got a name and you're going to write a formula. Okay, so same deal. Charge is your key, and your goal is to get this thing neutral. Okay, off we go. It's going to look strikingly similar to writing neutral ionic compounds from last quarter. So single strontium brings with it a +2 charge. It's lost 2 electrons. Every single phosphate has -3 charge. Every single phosphate is going to gain 3 electrons. Okay, if we have one of each, that is not neutral. +2 -3, not 0. We need more plus. Here we go. Let's add another strontium. Now we've got +4 -3. Still not 0. Now we need more negative. Let's add another phosphate. +4 -6. Not 0. But we're getting closer. This is kind of like those never-ending Lewis structures from a few weeks ago. Because here we've got +6 -6. Now you're neutral. All right. And when we write that as a formula, the subscripts tell you how many. So here we've got strontium, we've got 1, 2, 3, we've got 3 strontium ions. And then over here we've got our phosphate, that's still a PO4. It's still got a charge of 3-. And here we have 1, 2, we have 2 phosphates. And you'll notice that it matches where we started. Inside of that name, even though, like, if I just give you this, you're like, there's no numbers in that picture. Like, where did all of those numbers come from? They came from these places right here. Figure out the charge, the 2 ions. You know, you want a neutral compound. You figure out how many of each ion you need to get yourself to neutral. All right, let's do some examples from over here. Again, this is the exact same page I've got linked on your calendar. It's also on your Google Docs. Welcome to use this. Off we go. We're going to do 2 examples, and we'll start with the top one. So we've got barium nitrate. Your first example. I'm going to assume that you don't have anything printed and you do not have the packet, even if that's not true. So I'll always write this stuff also, and even make it clear for you. Okay, so we're still working with barium nitrate and reduced technology. That's annoying. Okay. Or not. Or you work. Okay, that's great. Great. Okay. Barium's a single ion, so it's going to be on your single ion side. There you go, there's your barium. Your barium's in the +2 column. Barium Ba +2. Your nitrate ends in 8 instead of "-ide", so anything that is not "-ide", all other endings are all polyatomics. For here, I'm just going to give you this one. Your nitrate is right there. It's got a name of nitrate and a formula of NO3 -1. NO3 -1. Do some math. Your barium comes in with 2 plus charge. Nitrate comes in with 1 minus charge. +2 -1, not 0. However, +2 -2, that's neutral. When you write your formula, you have written 1 barium and 2 nitrates. There you go. And that's what it shows. 1 barium, 2 nitrate. And what did I add without telling you why I'm adding it? Parentheses. If you have multiple polyatomic ions, put the polyatomic in parentheses. So if you have multiple polyatomics, ions, use parentheses. Okay, great. I'm going to do a trickier-ish math question for you and then show you a question without parentheses and then let you go. Let's try, okay, let's try magnesium phosphate down here, number 11. In the off chance that was too blurry, I'll just write it on your paper anyways. So we're going to do magnesium phosphate. I'm choosing this one because it is difficult. If you're making sense of your magnesium phosphate, you are fine. Phosphate plus thing minus thing. Your magnesium is over a single ion over somewhere on your plus side of your periodic table. There's your magnesium. It's got a charge of +2. So it's in the +2 column. There we go. So magnesium is +2. Your phosphate ends in 8. You might recognize that you do actually eat your phosphate. That's the thing that happens. Phosphate is over here on this side. It's got a formula. So anytime you see phosphate, what that means is PO4 3-. That's all. And this is a little bit trickier on the math, but we got it, don't worry. It's a 2-3 combo. Magnesium comes in with charge of +2. Phosphate comes in with charge of -3. We're not done. We need more positive. +4 - 3, nope. +4 - 6, definitely nope. +6 - 6, now that's neutral. And there you have 3 magnesiums and 2 phosphates. There's your formula. I used parentheses because I had multiple polyatomics. Here I have 2 phosphates, so I put the phosphate in parentheses with a little subscript of 2. Same thing up here. Here we had 2 nitrates, so we'll put the nitrate in parentheses with a little subscript of 2 to show that there's 2 of them. I will do one example with you where you do not have multiple polyatomics, just so I can show you that also. We're going to do sodium nitrate, a very common compound, but I won't go there with you right now. Sodium's in your +1 column, I'm going to charge a +1. Nitrate, I'll let you look that up on your own. Here, that's actually neutral right there. You don't have to do anything to it. A single sodium will balance with a single nitrate. That is a full formula also. If there's only a single polyatomic, you do not need parentheses. Alright, hope these work for you. Your next task is back over on the shared question and answer doc. Feel free to ask a question, answer a question, or summarize. We'll get your last questions wrapped up, and like we said at the very beginning, you're going to choose 5 questions on the formula to name side and answer those. You're also going to choose 5 questions on the names to formula side. A lot of ways you can do this. You can edit the Google Doc. I'll make it so each one of you has your own copy. You can edit that. To write your charges, so in this column, you're writing the ions with their charges, just to show you one that we already did. We did barium nitrate. So in this column, you're writing the ions with their charges. If you're trying to do this in a word processor, use control comma and control period to get yourself superscripts like charges and subscripts like subscripts. Yeah, subscripts like subscripts, great. You're also always welcome to do these on paper. I find these to be way easier on paper than on a word processor. Either way's fine. Choose 5 on each side, try them out, and that's a wrap on today. See you in just a moment. Thanks.